Hello, my name is Nanette and welcome to Nanette Chocolates. In today's demonstration I shall be recapping the process of making a chocolate ganache and along the way showing you how to avoid the pitfalls and how to escape from them at the end as well. Somebody has asked me what I do if my chocolate ganache splits and how do I rescue it. So you may recall I showed you how to make a chocolate ganache in a previous demonstration, so do pop back to that one as well. So I'm just going to do a bit of a recap on that and also just emphasise the hints and tips that I would recommend for you such that if something goes wrong with your ganache, all is not lost. So the way that I make a ganache might be slightly different from the way that a recipe might recommend. So I have seen recipes that have said, for example, that you heat your cream and add the chocolate. Just taking a backward step, a chocolate ganache is a mixture of chocolate and a liquid. And today's ganache is going to be chocolate and my liquid of choice today is going to be cream. So instead of heating my cream and adding it to my chocolate buttons unmelted, what I'm going to do is, for hint number one, is heat both of my ingredients, the cream and the chocolate, to a similar kind of temperature as one another. That way I find that it's easier for them to embrace each other and it creates less of a risk of something going wrong. But also I'll show you how, if it does go wrong, you can get out of that little pickle as well. So hint number one, as I said, is heat the two ingredients to roughly about the same temperature as one another. I've already melted my chocolate and as you can see it's starting to set a little around the edges. So I'm just going to slide that back in the microwave and heat it for about 20 seconds just to bring it back up to temperature. Okay, so I'm just going to give it a quick stir and get rid of any little solid bits around the edges like that. So I'm just going to introduce back into the scene my temperature gun. So if I just pull the trigger and shine that on the surface of the chocolate, that's telling me it's about 35 degrees centigrade. So my cream has come out of the fridge. I can feel that it's really cold when I put my hand against the plastic jug. So I'm just going to pop that into the microwave for half a minute. So the cream has had half a minute, and this is 150 grams of cream, by the way, to 250 grams of chocolate. I can feel that's nice and warm against my hand temperature now, so just going to have a quick look, and it's about 40 degrees, so I wouldn't want it any warmer than that. So hint number one, just to recap, was bring your two ingredients to roughly the same temperature as one another. Hint number two is don't add the cream to the chocolate all in one go. Do it gradually. So just going to add the first little bit of cream like that to the chocolate and then start stirring it through. And as I start to stir this through, you will see that the consistency of the ganache or the chocolate starts to thicken. So it's no longer lovely and glossy and smooth and fluid. It is starting to solidify. So this is the natural reaction of chocolate when you add a liquid to it. It just basically seizes. It doesn't like it at all. So this is basically what's starting to happen. So when a ganache starts to go wrong, and effectively what I'm just going to say to you is just don't lose heart. And you can see also that there's a little bit of graininess going on to the texture of the ganache as well. So if you're as good at making cakes as I am, you might recognise this as a sign of a cake mixture curdling, which is not great. So in this case, what you want to do then is just add a little bit more cream or whatever the liquid is you're using. And I'll come on to that in a separate demonstration about flavouring the ganaches as well. And you just carry on stirring it through like this. So it's a little bit more difficult because the chocolate is quite solid at this stage, but don't lose heart. You can obviously use an electric whisk if you wanted to as well. So with the addition of more of my cream, as you can see, it's starting to loosen up a bit, which is nice, but it's still really not a nice texture to look at. You've still got a lot of graininess, and whilst it is loosening in texture, it's not got a lovely shine to it at all. This is where you might have in the past looked at a ganache and said, this is really not the effect I'm looking for at all, this has gone wrong, I'm going to throw it away. But as you can see, I've still got some more cream in here. So I'm just going to continue to add my cream to the chocolate mixture and keep stirring it through. As I do that, the texture gets looser again, and it's starting to get a little bit of a shine to it. However, you can still see that it's curdled still, for want of a better way of describing it, and that is not the effect I'm looking for at all. I have more cream, so I'm just going to keep adding it. And as I'm adding it, you will start to see that it gets glossier, so that's a good thing. And then adding more liquid again, it starts to pool together, and you will see that this happens as I get all the cream mixed in. So we've got a lovely, lovely shine to it now, and it's still quite greasy. So adding more cream as well. This is the last of my cream. I'll just put it all in one go at the end there like that, and stir that through. So what I'm looking at now is a beautiful shiny ganache, which when I show you in a moment, has got rid of all that greasiness, and it's just a beautiful smooth consistency with a lovely gloss to it. So that is perfect now as a beautiful simple milk chocolate ganache, simply made with cream and with chocolate, and ready to go. If by the time you've used all your liquid, you're still finding that it's got that slight greasiness to it, or it's not quite come together yet, there are two further things that you could do. You could either get a little more liquid and add it in, so the recipe might not have got quite enough liquid to it, or get an electric whisk and just emulsify it using your whisk. But at the end of the day, this is the effect you're looking for, and then that's perfect for you to start making puddings or chocolate truffles. Thank you very much for watching my demonstration. I hope you've enjoyed it. I would love to know what you think, so please get in touch, which you can do so via my website if you'd like to. I'd love to know also what you'd like me to show you in chocolate going forward. Just let me know your ideas. If you're watching me on YouTube, thank you. Please hit the notification bell and don't forget to subscribe. Thank you.